Some of you might not know what CPS is. It's basically short for Child Protective Services. My story starts when I was in kindergarten. Oh yes, kinder years, that best years of my life. The years when you are free from all the stress you have now. Deciding which college to go to, the biggest dilemma of my life. Anyhow, back to my story. Yes, I called CPS on my parents in kindergarten. Why? Listen to the story to find out. I was young, naive, and maybe an attention seeker, or maybe wanted to always be the teacher's pet. My kindergarten teacher was the most beautiful young teacher in her 20s. She was gorgeous and extremely nice to me. Her personality attracted me, and I always wanted to be around to give her a helping hand. I became very close to her that I started to make up stories. Stories that might be believable to her, but to my parents it would be bull. I hadn't realized that one mistake would cause such a huge problem for my parents. Anyhow, that was a lesson for me. I started to grow closer to Miss Grazia, and I knew that I could tell her just about anything, even my lies, so she can have sympathy for me, or love, whatever it was. It worked, and I enjoyed that she gave me the love. I would start off and tell her that the mosquito bite, which didn't look like a mosquito bite on my arm, was because my father bit my arm. Yes, I know it was wrong of me, but I enjoyed coming up with stories each morning, standing by her desk and telling her. After a few days of my stories going above and beyond, she decided to get Child Protective Services, known as CPS, involved in my case. The CPS officer came to my school to interview my brother and I to see if we were being abused at home by our parents. My brother, while sitting in the front office of the school, said no, and he never had any issues with our mother or father. I, on the other hand, didn't think much of it and started to come up with stories to the CPS lady, who in fact was beautiful like my teacher. But I carried my story along so I wouldn't become a liar. I had explained to the CPS officer that my father would bite me and that my mother would hit me with her shoes. Not only that, I added they would make me sleep all alone in the storage room of our house. Later that day, I come to realize that the CPS officer had went to my parents' home to investigate. Boy, was I in trouble when I got home. My parents both looked very upset, but at the same time kept their composure and explained to me what mistakes I did. I hadn't realized until they told me how they have a case against them because of my lies. That day forward, I had promised myself I would never lie again, and I would tell my teacher, Miss Grazia, that I was lying all this time and that I am sorry. That was the biggest lesson learned for me at that age, that because of my stupidity, my parents could have been jailed for my lies.